So I finally made the switch to a crop sensor camera, which I'm holding right now to record this, and this A7IV right here. And so I've honestly been so excited to make the switch to a full frame sensor like this. I mean, like many of you guys, I'm freaking scrolling through the internet, watching YouTube videos. What's the best camera? What's the best hybrid camera? What's the best full frame camera? Sony, Canon, what do I choose? What do I do next? And so I was between this camera and a lot of other cameras, but the main reason why I chose this one is, number one, because it's a hybrid. So I was looking at the FX30, which is like, what, 1700? And while that was a really good camera, it's pretty good at taking video, but not so much at photos. And as a real estate photographer and videographer, as well as shooting for small businesses, cars, things like that, I needed something that could do two things with one stone, but not break the bank either. Secondly, it's full frame, and the funny thing about this is that I came from the A6600 that I'm shooting on right now, and I only have APS-C lenses. So I have lenses like the Sigma 30 1.4, what am I using right now? The Tamron 11-20 for real estate. That's what I got for the original APS-C camera, and a couple of other lenses. But the funny thing about this is that it's full frame, but I'm using these lenses on it, and I know that one of the main reasons that I chose this one is because it shoots slow-mo at 4K, which my A66000 just can't. And you know what people say? They say, oh, buy like lenses first, you know, invest in your lens glass before, you know, the camera. But I've already had this camera for like over 2 years, and I needed to jump into this, especially going, you know, more professional. I want better quality 4K 60 on my videos. So of course, and then talking about lens selection, you know, I was thinking of going Canon for a bit, but then I was like, I already invested in so much Sony glass, and I know it's gonna take me a while to invest in full frame glass for this bad boy right here, but at the time being, I'm able to use this glass, and it works. It just works, and you know, you just gotta use what works for you at the moment. If one of my cards fails, I have another one that's recording at the same time, so I couldn't do that with my previous camera, and I've done so much important things on it that, you know, I'm surprised that one SD card never failed. But you know, essentially the main reason I purchased this is just to up my quality. I know that they always say that, you know, the best camera is the one that you have, and you know, I just made a video about my crop sensor camera, and you know, some people think that they need something, you know, at this price and that's full frame to make good quality videos, and essentially the best camera is the one that you have, whether it's this full frame, whether it's this crop sensor, whether it's your freaking phone. Like, I've been creating content and behind the scenes with just this camera, and it's freaking crazy what these things can do nowadays. And honestly, before this video, essentially every like short that I have on my Instagram, all these videos that I do for clients, they were all done on an APS-C camera. I would essentially just shoot on this and all the APS-C lenses, and I've had no problem. It did its job. It helped me learn the camera, learned, you know, aperture, ISO, shutter speed, all that, everything that you need to know. So if you're struggling to buy a camera, I mean, the best advice that I can say is just use what you have, and if not, you know, get what you can afford. If it's a full frame, that's freaking great for your first camera. If it's an APS-C camera, I mean, I learned everything that I needed to learn on it. I did so much with it, and I'm like grateful that I was able to get that camera for a steal, because I got it on eBay for like way lower than MSRP at the time. But it's done me so good. I'm thankful for that camera. I'm gonna be using it for B-roll and everything, but right now, this is, you know, this is my baby right now. This is what I'm gonna be using, and I'm happy to have it. And then eventually I'm gonna invest in full frame glass. And very last thing, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, my name is Anthony Franco. I'm a graphic designer. I do videography for real estate. I do photography, now drone licensed, and then I do a whole bunch of like, you know, content for businesses, whether you're a barber, whether you're, you know, a food truck driver, whatever it is. I love creating videos. I enjoy it. I enjoy tech. And if you've watched this far, you know, I'm honestly really grateful. Please leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed it. This is really out of my comfort zone doing these things, but I just said, 2023, I'm gonna push myself to do uncomfortable things like standing in front of this camera when I'm always behind it. So thank you, peace out.